It is JRob here again from Team Energy Golf Clash. Welcome to the guide. We are going to be bringing you guys this week's summer major from Playdemic and Golf Clash with the Southern Pines golf course here. So, Playdemic has actually remastered some of these holes. We have a remaster on 1, 2, 5, and 7, so we have 4 out of the 9 holes here that we're going to be playing that are a little changed up here, so that we're going to have some different ways of playing these holes as well. So I actually have shown some circles here on the screen that you'll see that we're going to go over. We're going to take you in depth and show you all the best ways to play every single one of these holes, ball recommendations, club bags, everything that you're going to potentially want to have here. So with that being said, here in a second we're going to jump over and start here on the first hole in a minute after we go over some club bags and setups for this course. And if you guys haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video. We make content every single week, tournament guides, golden shot, tons more GC content. We have a lot of big ideas coming up here in store, so we're trying to hit that goal at 500 subscribers. So if you guys could help out and hit that subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated, and we will see you out there on the course this week. Good luck, and we're going to hop over here to talk about some club bags. Alright guys, so as you can see here, I have some clubs showing up on the screen here that we're going to go over. Pretty simple, a 3-bag setup really right here is all you need. But, if you want to fill all 5 bags out, that's always a bonus. But we're just going to go over it here quickly. As you can see, I would recommend having at least 1 bag set up here that has an extra mile and a sniper, and one that you really can dial in a lot of those second wood shots here. But we're also definitely gonna want to have a bag here with the big dog, for a lot of these par 5s. But just keep your 1 main bag here that you have a good short iron, whether it's the Hornet or the Falcon or the Thorn, whatever you pick, whatever you feel most comfortable with, that you can land some shots. And that pretty much goes with the same for your long iron here if you get into a long iron shot. But as far as the wood club goes here, I would definitely recommend at least one with the sniper, for the par 3s. And we're going to want to have that big dog set up, like I said, for a lot of the par 5s. Just make sure that you have your longer distance setup bag here for those kind of holes. And as well, we're going to be going over some par 3s depending on what division that you're playing in. We'll go over different divisions and how that's going to affect club setups. But 1 bag with the rock or the quarterback would definitely be ideal, because we will be using our driver on some of these par 3s if you're in pro division or higher. And potentially in rookie, you could actually use a quarterback or a rock for one of the par 3s, as well as some different shots here off of drives that we could potentially use. But that's pretty much going to wrap it up for club setups here. We're going to be using a lot of Kingmaker balls here in this tournament. Longer range holes with just higher powered balls is definitely going to be an advantage for some of the longer holes here, like the par 5s. Wind balls for the par 3s, but we're going to have some tricky par 3s here as well. But let's jump over here into the first hole, and we'll get talking about everything else. Okay, guys, so we're going to move on to hole number 1 here, par 4 in the Summer Major Tournament for Southern Pines Golf Course. So, as you can see, we have a red circle here on our screen that is going to simulate where the changes have been made that Playdemic has remastered this part of the golf course here. So if we do play the right hand side here, definitely keep that in mind. But for this hole here, I would recommend either a Katana or a Kingmaker, whatever you're feeling. We're going to play a 10% elevation adjustment for our first shot here, no matter whether we play right hand side or left hand side here. But basically what has been changed is they've added a whole new stretch of fairway there where the rough is, and where that yellow circle is inside of the red circle there. in that rough is actually fairway now. And I believe that has been a bunker added where those two bunkers are there, but you can still play the exact same shot. So I feel like this is going to be the shot now that's going to be played for this hole, that everybody's going to try to secure that eagle, and one that's definitely going to be almost have to make the eagle kind of hole, because if you're going to want to do the best you can, we're definitely going to want to snag the eagle. We're going to play that with a 0% elevation for the second shot here. And also, if you do play it the blue arrow to the left, either way here, we can go left side with about 4 to 5 bars of topspin, and we can go right side with a max topspin here. You know, your short iron set up here to the right hand side, I would just, you know, leave it just shy of the pin with about 2 bars of backspin, and, you know, get it your wind adjustment, 0% elevation, and you should be dang close for that eagle. So this is definitely going to be one that we're going to want to have to get us, you know, that one up on our opponent. So good luck out there with this one, guys. Alright, so moving on to hole number 2 here, we have our first par 3. This entire hole has been changed as well. The entire dynamic of how we played this hole before has basically been changed. So we're going to want to play this one kind of similar, but with a little bit more curl than we have before. We're going to play this one with at least a ball that has 3 bars right side spin here. I would recommend either a katana or a kingmaker here again, but you know, you can always use another ball here that has at least 3 bars of right side spin. And keep in mind, you can somewhat simulate more curl on a ball, or more side spin on the ball, by using a little bit more curl. But keep in mind that you may not be as spot on as you would be with that extra bar of side spin. So we're going to play at 10% elevation off the tee box here, no matter whether it's pro or rookie, expert, doesn't matter. So expert or pro here is probably going to be played here with a quarterback. So, you know, get your about 2 to 4 bars of backspin and about 1 to 2 balls of right curl, depending on how far left to right you put your target. If it's more towards the middle, you need about a ball and a half of curl, and you should be about perfect for your ball to kind of roll up and around like it did before. We just need more curl to get our ball to push up and around that green to get it to roll back down towards the pin, because what they have remastered here is they've taken out that slope from left to right to really help our ball bounce off of that slope right towards the pin. So we just kind of have to help ourselves with the club and the ball spin to be able to push that ball up and around that funneled green down into the pin. So that is basically the ideal shot here. If you're in rookie, you know, your sniper is going to be your best friend here. But like I said, pro or expert here, we're going to want to go with a quarterback for sure. So good luck with this one, guys. It's going to be hard to hit a hole in one here, but yeah, you'll definitely see some people doing it as we get it dialed in this week. But your ring is going to want to be about right in the middle of that bunker, where the bunker is at the end of that first red arrow, with your ring and your target right about in the very center of that fairway. Alright, so we're heading over to our first par 5 here at hole number 3. This one can be played one of 2 different ways as well. If you do want to play this one with a big dog or a higher level driver, it's recommended to probably play this one here to the right hand side, because if you do play it with a higher powered ball, a power 3 at max off of the tee box, especially if we have a tailwind, you're going to want to shoot yourself down that middle fairway as absolute far as you possibly can. If you can get it over 400 plus yards, you're definitely going to be in very good shape here. It's going to be a little bit harder to do in pro, but in pro and expert, but definitely doable. A lot of those guys are probably going to be using those higher powered balls here, but it's more than playable here from the left hand side. But you almost have to make the eagle chip here with the thorn or the hornet, and it is a little bit of a trickier shot, but I will explain exactly and go over that here in a second. But if we do play it from the front fairway or the left-hand side fairway here, the left-hand side is a bounce over shot where we bounce over the first middle fairway there onto that left-hand side patch circle of fairway. But we're going to play it either way with a 10% elevation adjustment off of our tee box here. And our second shot here is just going to be played with a 0% elevation. And left side is going to bounce off that small island fairway there at the end of the blue arrow. And we want to get that shot down as far over that water in the creek, down that stretch, that little bootleg fairway there to the left, as far as we can to set ourselves up for that short iron shot. So if we do play it from the yellow arrow in the middle, our second shot is going to be completely over the entire creek, or depending on your distance, if you don't get it 400 plus, you're going to have to hit that very small island in the middle of that bunker to bounce over, and it's a little bit of a harder shot. I would recommend something with full backspin. You might end up with an end bringer shot here that is a little tricky. But my best recommendation is to get it as far down that middle fairway as you can and shoot your ball over to the right-hand side of the bunker where the green lies, and get that to, get enough topspin to go up and around that bunker and catch the fairway of in the green there to roll back down towards the hill. Or you can bounce it over the bunker there if you have something like the Guardian or the Big Dog with just enough backspin to where you can bounce it just over and hit the fairway right before the green on the other side of the bunker and get it to settle right on the green there. It's going to be a tough shot, but one that's going to have to be dialed in and at least a little bit lucky almost to get up there to make the eagle. But make sure you either make that chip in, that putt, or, the left side, we're going to have to make that eagle chip. So I would recommend about, 2 bars of right side spin here as the green slopes left to right. And we're going to want to bounce it just outside the fringe here with about 2 to 3 bars of backspin. And 2 bars right side spin. Get it to where it's bouncing high arced just down right towards the pin, where it's gonna the ball guide is gonna spin right into the hole. And make your wind adjustment here with a minus 10% elevation just on the left hand side here. And basically make your wind elevation and get her in for the eagle. It's going to be a hard shot, but definitely one that's going to be doable and you will see some people making. So this could be a pretty tricky par 5 and one that people are going to struggle to get the eagle. Okay guys, so hole number 4, par 4 here. We can play this one 2 different ways as well. I like to play this one here to the right hand side. As far as this hole goes here, I would recommend a Katana, a Titan. You don't need something that has a crazy amount of side spin, but if you do play this one here to the right-hand side, I would recommend at least 2 bars of right side spin, but 3 would definitely be recommended and well worth it if you had the ball. But what we're going to do here is play this one here to the right-hand side where we can bounce just before that little circle patch of rough there on the right-hand side at the end of the blue arrow with about 2 to 3 bars of right side spin and a ball to 2 balls of curl to the right. So the ideal shot is to bounce off of that first fairway over right beside the bunker and roll down far enough that you are past the trees and you have a straight line shot with your sniper to the hole here. And the sniper shot here is going to be played with a minus 10% elevation adjustment and is going to be played with about 4 bars of backspin just up right beside that big bunker to the left there. Put it just about 5 feet or so, just about a ring's worth outside of the fringe, and use your 4 bars backspin, get it right going into the pin, and make your elevation adjustment minus 10% here. If we play it to the left-hand side, there is a rough bump option with 2 bars of topspin with the Goliath or the Grizzly here, but make sure that you definitely get your ball down far enough, that left-hand stretch, that you have the distance to get up onto the green there and make that rough bump, or play it with a Saturn, something with a lot of backspin, a Guardian if you have it. Guardian, if you get it too far down there, you might not be able to use the Guardian because you might have a club mix up here and be too far onto the green. So just pay attention here to your club setups. It's definitely going to be recommended to have maybe a Saturn if you do play the left-hand side. But if you go with the rough bump option, you know, a Grizzly or a Goliath at a higher level definitely always works. So 10% off of the tee box here for an elevation adjustment, and we should be able to see some people snagging the eagle on this one. But good luck, guys, and we're going to move on to hole number 5. All right, guys, hole number 5 here. We are going to play this one here with the 10% elevation adjustment. As you can see, that we have another small circle here on the screen. They've actually remastered just the island here. They have taken away, and they've also remastered some of the green as well. But we're going to play this one with a 10% elevation adjustment. We're going to play it to the right-hand side here with, depending on what club that you use, rookie is probably either going to be played with a sniper here, depending on how far up and far back that you do place your club. But we're going to go over both of those setups here. I would recommend using the rock here as your driver or the quarterback, whatever you have with the highest level that has the best ball guide. But play this one here with a just 1 bar of backspin with a 10% elevation adjustment and max left side spin with whatever club that you have. And basically we're going to play this with about 2 to 3 balls of curl to the left hand side, so we can get that to bounce up there and funnel right down and around towards the hole. This one's going to be a very hard one to hole in one, but we definitely need to snag the birdie on this one, so make sure that you play it safe and get your ball right down there rolled towards the pin, because you will see some people mess up on this and have to take a par. So good luck, guys, and we're going to move on to hole number 6. Okay, guys, so hole number 6 is a pretty neat hole here. We can play this one 3 different ways, actually. If we play this one here to the right-hand side, I would recommend a Kingmaker or a Titan here for, you know, basically any side that we go. Any of those balls will work. You can also use, you know, a Quasar if you don't have something with crazy power to it. You know, a Quasar will always work fine on this hole. But depending on the wind angles that we get, you have to pay attention to, you know, really what way that you want to play this hole as well. But for pro or expert division, you can pretty much play the right or the left side here as well. But the red arrow is a little bit harder of an approach to do on pro back at the second tee box. It's a little bit different of a shot here. But if you use more curl, it is definitely capable. But the right-hand side here, we can play this one with just 1 bar of top spin and max right side spin as the first fairway slopes from right to left. So we just want to get it far down that second little stretch of fairway as we can. If you do have a higher level extra mile, and depending on what wind that they give us, if they give us a tailwind or like, you know, a right to left kind of tailwind, crosswind there, we can potentially go with the shot where we shoot it with a little bit of overpower all the way on that right side with almost, you know, 3 to 4 balls of curl to the left, you know, quite a bit of curl, and get it to bounce all the way on that second fairway and just clip the rough down there on the left fairway stretch there and get it to roll out onto the fairway. And you can have a really easy shot at an albatross that way from the right-hand side there on that little panhandle. But basically, we're going to want to play it, the second shot, off of that bounce shot over the bunker onto that second fairway here. as you can see, we have that curled blue arrow. You can play this one with the sniper or the big dog, but basically we just want to play it with about 1 to 2 bars of topspin and get it to where we can curl it with left side spin to bounce right on that fairway over the bunker and onto the green, but we don't want to blow it past the green and into the rough here. The red arrowed shot here is a hook shot, actually. So what you do is put your target right at the very edge of that first right-hand tree line, and you want your target all the way out on the left middle island tree line to where you can move it right, and it is just hitting like where you would hit the trees, and your ball guide is safe, you know, where you can see your ball guide, and then if you move it just a little bit right, you are hitting the trees. You know you're right in the right spot, but you want your club maxed out. So the ideal shot here is to pull max curl to the right hand side with about you know, an extra mile or so at like level 7, you know, about 45 to 50% curl here. And we're going to want to release all the way right. Like, we don't want to hit perfect here. We want to hit a hook shot all the way to the right where we slice the ball. So it's going to help us curl all the way around that tree line there and hit down where that first red arrow ends, where that dot is. And our ball, I would recommend playing this one with about 4 to 5 bars of topspin. And we want to max overpower here. But pay attention that you have to adjust for your wind as well. So get your ball to jump down the middle of that fairway where you can set up a straight line shot through those trees at the pin, and that's a really good shot for an albatross as well. But basically 0% elevation here for our second shot and our first shot, or our 20% for our second shot and 0% elevation for our first shot. But if we do have a third shot here to the pin, it is going to be played with a 0% elevation. So the left side, we just want to bounce our ball and get it as far down towards that very end bunker that we can. And if you do play this route, I would very much recommend playing it with a big dog, because your second shot here is going to be played with like a crazy amount of curl and full topspin, because if you don't curl it more than 50%, you are going to end up bouncing right about where that red dot is, and you will end up in the bunker. So be careful and make sure that you have enough curl to where you're going to curl yourself around that tree line and roll down towards the fairway. It's going to be a tricky hole number 6, but we can do it. Good luck out there, boys. Alright, guys, so we have hole number 7 here, par 4. They've actually changed up this hole quite a bit. I believe the first shot off of the drive here is actually a bounce over shot now. That is down that first left-hand side fairway. But it's essentially played the same way here, so we can still show exactly how this is going to be played out. But the 2 circles representing that down that left-hand side stretch, there is some remastered changes as well, so keep that in mind. But we can play this hole pretty similar to this exact same way here. So we're going to play this one here, you know, a katana, quasar, titan, kingmaker, whatever really works here. Something with, you know, about 2 bars of side spin should be fine. Just basically 10% elevation off your tee box and launch this one down the left-hand side fairway, you know, as far as you can, and get yourself set up for a really nice second shot here straight at the pin. It is a little bit of an angled fairway, and you're going to have to pay attention on your second-hand shot, which is going to be played with a 10% elevation adjustment as well. But basically play this one with about 3 to 4 bars of backspin here, either, you know, with your wood club, or you can play it with, you know, about 2 to 3 bars of backspin as well with your long iron here, and a couple bars of right side spin. I would recommend probably at least 1 to 2, but if you just want to use a little bit less than that, curl it, you know, however you feel is most comfortable for you, depending on where you leave your shot at, and your target is set. If we do play this one to the right-hand side, we're going to play it with a 30% elevation adjustment to the right, and our second shot is going to be played with that 30% elevation adjustment, and our first shot is going to be played with a 10% elevation adjustment here. So get that to where it bounces just off of that little island in front of that little circled patch of fairway on the right hand side. And there is also a rough bump option here for your second shot, basically, and that's what you're going to have to go with if you do choose to play the right hand side. So keep that in mind. It is a good way to get definitely get the eagle on this hole if you want to play the right hand side. You can use the sniper here. It's a very good way to get the eagle, so that is what I would recommend. But we may not be able to play the exact same rough bump as we were before, but it was about 2 bars of backspin here right inside of the pin and a 30% elevation adjustment to the right. So that is going to wrap up hole number 7, and we're going to move on to hole number 8 and get things wrapped up here with hole number 8. And alright guys, so we have our last par 3 here on hole number 8. So this one I like to play one of 2 different ways here. The right hand side, I would recommend playing this one with at least a side spin 3-ball such as the katana or a kingmaker, but we're going to want to play it with just a half a bar of backspin and get it to where your ball guide with the sniper or the quarterback here, if you're in pro or expert division, get it to where your ball guide is just shy of that hole on the left hand side, to where it's going to ride that little bit of a funnel right before the pin there, and it will catch and push to the right, and your ball will go right into the pin. So basically play it with a 10% elevation adjustment off of the tee box, depending, no matter where what division that you're in, whether it's rookie or pro or expert, it's 10% here. If we play it to the left hand side, we're going to play it with about 2 to 3 balls of curl to the right hand side, and essentially it's the exact same shot with just more curl to the right, and your ball comes in more across the green, and you can essentially dial in the curl here on this shot to get your ball to really ride that left hand side of the green and push itself down towards the pin and go in. So it's going to be a little bit of a tricky par 3, but one you will see some people get a hole-in-one on if they have it dialed in. On the right hand side, basically set up to where your red ring is touching the left hand side bunker right in that little S hook of that first bunker there on the right hand side at the end of the blue arrow there. So good luck with this one, guys, and get that hole-in-one. Alright guys, so we are going to finish it up here with hole number 9, par 5. So off of the tee box here, we're going to play this one with a 10% elevation adjustment, whether you're in rookie, pro, expert, doesn't matter. I really like this hole here because I like the option to play this one to the right hand side. You can really get a good chance at getting that eagle here, but I've also played it to the left hand side quite a bit. So basically it comes down to preference, whether you like a short iron here to the pin or you'd like the idea of a rough bump wood club here to the pin. But I like the sniper shot personally, so I like to go to the right hand side. We bounce right about at the end of that first yellow arrow and get ourselves, just a couple bars of topspin here down that right hand side panhandled fairway. And our second shot here is just with a 0% elevation, and we want to get close to that left hand side, but about down where that red dot is on that right hand side fairway there at the end of the yellow arrow. And the ideal third shot here is your rough bump just inside of that that little rough line there. You'll see where your ball guide starts to go in with the sniper. You want it just inside of the hole here with about 3-4 bars of topspin, and we want it just to where it gets inside of the pin there, and make our elevation adjustment here with the third shot at 0%, and you should be very close to getting that eagle. If you do play it here to the left hand side, this hole, by the way, I would recommend playing it at least with a power 3 ball. A kingmaker is always ideal for wind resistance and power 3, but if you don't have it, a Titan definitely works. But the left hand side, all elevation will be the same. but we're going to play the bounce over shot here at the end of that blue arrow with max top spin. You can play a bar or two of left side spin, right side spin, depending on where you're lined up. But basically get yourself as far left kind of down that second fairway over the bunker there as you can, because we're gonna have to kind of dodge those trees, that little island of trees there in the middle. So you can either curl around the trees there at the end of that blue arrow on that little fairway, that hook fairway there, and we're gonna bounce over that rough patch, that rough line between fairways towards the green, and we're gonna roll down there as far as we possibly can. We can get this one over onto the green if we get down there far enough, depending on how good our drive is and our second shot. But we would either have, you know, a wedge to the pin or a short iron to the pin here, and you could end up putting the ball, you know, but just be careful where, you know, you don't want to get too far down on the green and have a really long putt, because that could mess you up, overpowering a putt or so. So get your second shot, you know, a nice one to where it really sets you up for that third shot eagle there. So good luck with this tournament, guys. It's definitely going to be a little bit of a tricky one. A lot of you should be very familiar with the Southern Pines course here, with it being in Tour 6 and Tour 9 now. But that's going to pretty much wrap up everything, guys. So I thank you guys so much for being here and watching the guides. It means the world to me. This is JRob from Team Energy Golf Clash. If you guys haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tons of more content coming. We are we are very close here to hitting, 500 subscribers, and we are not stopping yet. So we're having a lot of fun. I love making these guides. I love helping you guys. So, you know, it's definitely making it worth it for me. You know, I love hearing all the good feedback from you guys. So thank you guys for everything, and I really hope this helps you. Good luck out there this week in the Summer Major Tournament. Let's rack in those trophies and get those clan points for the team. Good luck out there, guys. Have a good one.